Hello, lovelies. You're welcome again to my channel. My name is Daniel. This is Shonan GR YouTube channel. Today, I want to share something interesting with you, and that is on questions I am mostly asked about Portugal. Questions I'm mostly asked about Portugal. People ask me, why Portugal? Why Portugal? And the answer I will give is that why not Portugal? Why not Portugal? After all, Portugal is a nation. Portugal is a place comprised of people. God is in Portugal. Portugal has definitely everything you could think about in any other place. I know there are places that are maybe more comfortable for people, maybe because of the language barrier, maybe because of the connections they have here and there, so it's more okay for them to go there. But I want you to know that Portugal is also a nation. There are people there. There is also hope for making something good out of the nation. I also want to say this important thing. Definitely, relocation is something which is a process. Relocation is a process which has been age-long. It has been in thousands of years. For those of us that are acquainted with maybe some Bible stories and some things like that, Jesus, even as a baby, journeyed from place to place. Characters in the Bible, which I don't want to begin to go into now, journeyed from place to place. It's an age-long process. It's not new. It may look so new right now, but people have been relocating from time to time, maybe for a short time, for a long time, whichever one. So why Portugal? Why not Portugal? Portugal is a great nation, and it may even surprise you that Portugal is a tourist country. Every day, not even every week, every day, people tour, they come into Portugal just to come and see the beauty of this great nation. Second question that people ask often, they ask me, where is Portugal? Some people say, is Portugal in Africa? Wow. So there are some people who are not even too sure of where Portugal is. Okay, let me answer you. Portugal is not in Africa. Portugal is quite close to Africa anyway. Portugal is in southwest of Europe. It's directly neighboring Spain. It is almost the north of Morocco. Definitely the north of Africa. So Portugal is in Europe. So is there work in Portugal? People ask me, is there work in Portugal? Yes, there is work in Portugal. There is work in Portugal. For those of you who want to work in Portugal, yes, there is hope for you to work. You just need to go through the necessary process, whether a job seeker, whatever it is, you need to go through all those processes to secure the right documents which can permit you to work in Portugal. Let me just add this. You need to also bear in mind that Portugal is not firstly an English-speaking country. So if you're going to work in Portugal, you need to have at least an idea of the Portuguese language. And it is made simple, not as difficult as that. You can even begin your learning online, and probably if you wish to come to Portugal, you can go to a proper school to learn Portuguese the more, because you need to at least have basic knowledge of communication in the place where you want to work. So don't be beclouded by what maybe people say out there and all. There is work in Portugal, but you just need to at least have an understanding of the language of the people, because you are not going to be relating to only English speakers in Portugal. You're also going to be relating with locals, so you will need an understanding of communication of Portuguese language. Another question people ask me, they say, what is the time in Portugal? Portugal uses the time known as the Western European time. Western European time. In winter, 1 hour behind Nigeria, to be specific. Let me just use 1 hour behind Nigeria. And that, for instance, if Nigeria is maybe 7 p.m., they will be 6 p.m. So 1 hour behind. And when it gets to spring, and summertime, the time goes back to normal. So the time difference is not really much. People do ask me also that, people don't really know what time it is in Portugal. People ask me question. They say, do they speak English in Portugal? Yes, they speak English in Portugal. Truly, English is not the first language of Portugal. It's a borrowed language, but they do speak English in Portugal. It's not as if the Portuguese don't have an idea of the English language at all. They speak English in Portugal. The only thing is just that the Portuguese people, since they have their own language also, you have to honor them by speaking their language. You have to learn Portuguese. There is a saying, in Rome, you behave like the Roman. So in Portugal, you behave like the Portuguese. Also, I'm being asked, is there access to African food? Oh, I know there are so many Africans, Ghanaians, Nigerians want to come to Portugal, but maybe they have fears. Oh, I'll just be eating Portuguese food. There are African foods here. The Portuguese also, in a way, they are kind of related to Africans. They have a bit of the African culture in them. The kind of their behavior also, in a way, is still related to Africans, maybe because of the proximity. But I want to assure you, there's African food. There are African stores in Portugal, Aveiro, Lisbon, Porto, Coimbra. Some of them are scattered all around. You'll still be able to get things like Gary, get things like Indomie, get some of all these things in Portugal. So don't have fears, you're quite covered. I ate an African food yesterday. Also, I'm being asked, is there snow in Portugal? Yes, there is snow in Portugal. It doesn't snow everywhere in Portugal, but there are specific municipalities or cities where the snow falls in Portugal. But one thing you should know is that since Portugal is in Europe, the weather gets very cold in Portugal. In winter, even in spring that we are right now, the weather is still cold. So you should expect that from a European country. It snows in Portugal, not everywhere, but the weather gets cold. It's not snow that makes a place cold. Snow is just precipitation, a particle that falls from above. Also, I'm asked questions, are Portuguese friendly or harsh? Are Portuguese good or bad? I will tell you, the Portuguese are friendly. They are quite warm. They are quite ready to help. I don't know what opinion any other person could have, but the little I've seen, they're quite friendly. They're quite warm. They're quite ready to help you, and they are not bad people. They are good people. Initially, when I had plan of coming to a Schengen country, I was giving that opinion that, Schengen countries, blah 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 blah, and everything. But coming here, it's quite different from what I was told. So at times, I think you just need to test something out instead of just taking to all that people say to you. They're quite friendly. They are not harsh. They're quite warm. Quite receptive. Even other Europeans, people in the same continent with them, attest to the fact that Portuguese are quite nice people. So Portuguese, thumbs up, muito bem. That's well done. I think I'm speaking a little right now. Yeah. So my name is Daniel, once more, Shonan GR Media. There is so much people don't know about Portugal, even based on the questions that people are asking here. Where is Portugal, blah blah blah, and all that. I just want to try to create my little content about Portugal, not just necessarily only about immigration, but telling stories about Portugal and very soon maybe neighboring countries. I love you. If you're still not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, press the like button, comment and share. Ciao.